Now, staying with the Tana Delta clashes, over 100 people have so far been killed in Tana River, including women and children, as well as, of course, as men, in clashes that began at least 3 weeks ago, with the latest killings taking place this morning, as you've heard in that story. Now, Danson constituency, as you can see here, is one of the areas that have been affected by these clashes. It's one of the areas that has borne the brunt of that violence. And to talk more about the heart-wrenching situation in Tana Delta, joining us now in a studio is Danson MP Danson Mungatana, and he'll be talking to us more, shedding light more on the situation on the ground. Karibu sana Bwana Mheshimiwa.
Asante sana.
We're glad you could join us tonight.
Thank you.
First question, and the question on most Kenyans' minds tonight, is what exactly is going on in Tana Delta?
What's going on is a very sad case of delayed reaction by the government forces, impunity on the part of government, in the sense that these attacks didn't start yesterday. Right. They've been going on since November last year. There is one person killed, another one killed, you know, this kind of thing. And then it escalated to the level of violence that we are seeing now. Throughout that time, there has been no arrests of people. So we feel that the government has not been present. If they had been at the time, reacted in good time, people would not have felt that they should take the law into their hands. Right. And at the same time, even when the government came down, we still feel it has not responded with the necessary presence that is required. For example, the question that is begging right now is that didn't the NSIS know that there was these groups of people? Right. Because it is clear from my perspective and the perspective of many local leaders, there are many people in the Delta who want peace. There are more people who want peace than those who want to destroy the peace.
So you believe there were warning signs that were ignored by the government?
Absolutely. The intelligence is either asleep or is not taking their work seriously, because all these things were there, reports were being sent. In fact, the alarms were all out there that it appears there is a militia, a small group of people here from this community, and a small group of people. They are definitely being fed, they are being housed, they are drinking water. So we want to know who is sponsoring these people.
We'll talk more about that, but when was the last time you were at the ground?
We were there, we came Sunday morning. Sunday morning, we in fact, I want to really thank the leadership, Dr. Nu, the MP for Bura, myself, and other local leaders. We had agreed, and there was a district security committee resolution supported by the provincial security committee that the local leadership will continue with the normal peace-building efforts, and they will deal with the matters security. Now, we have been doing that, including up to yesterday. Now, while we are doing this, we feel the security is in doing what it's supposed to do. We had made a clear resolution that they will go into an operation. But it appears that the operation was now done on them, which is very, very sad at this time in Kenya.
If you were to paint a picture for our viewers on what exactly is happening on the ground when you were there, what did you see? What stories did you hear from the residents? It's
a terrible situation. The people, you can't go to farm, you can't go to graze your animals. There is tension. There is this story here. You hear 200 people are seen here, 100 are seen there. There's no life there. And there is also humanitarian crisis. We thank what the Red Cross is doing, but it's still not enough. Homes have been burnt down, both sides of the communities. And what we want to say is that the government seriously must come now down. And at the same time, we now feel that if you have a lorry of the GSU police being burnt down, GSU Land Rover being burnt, police being killed, guns being stolen, it's time the Kenya Defense Forces came down and joined the efforts, because this is a clear case where We need to pacify the region. The government has not been supporting the local efforts. Because surely if you say, like today, people have been killed, we expected immediate response. We we talked to the top security people here, and we are told helicopters are being dispatched. And then the only reports we get from the ground is the helicopters went and picked the dead soldiers and brought them back.
Do you think
this is not what we expected them to do? We expected hot pursuit. We expected the attackers to be surrounded, and we expected arrests, but this is not happening.
You're saying that, of course, the government has been they've been saying they're intensifying, reinforcing. Even tonight, the president has issued a directive, more reinforcement of security forces. But do you believe the security machinery in the country has been compromised? As they've just been sending more officers, but still the violence continues. You're saying as local leaders, they're playing their role, but the government is not doing enough. Do you think the security machinery has been compromised in one way or another, politically?
I think what the security machinery needs to do is to get its act in place, because you can't order people to go down there, and then the local command is not with the local leadership there. Just for an order to pursue, you have to go all the way back to Nairobi for an order to be issued. There's something wrong somewhere. And that's why we are saying Nairobi is not taking the issue seriously. I'm glad to hear finally the president has said something. But a curfew and deploying more people is not enough. I expected the president to now prepare the KDF to move in, because if the police have not been able to contain the situation, it's clear that we need the military to pacify that area. So I think that the support from Nairobi is what has been lacking. It's simply not been taken seriously.
All right. This militia group that you're saying is, carrying out these activities in Tana Delta, you believe is funded by a person and somebody perhaps behind it? I
entirely believe so, because these people are organized. Whether it is on the side of the Ormas or the Pokomos, I believe these people are organized because they work in huge groups. Every person who has cited them information is they work in huge groups. They sleep, they eat, they do all the normal things human beings do. But nobody is arresting these people.
Have you recorded a statement perhaps with the police saying you're aware of this individual who's doing these activities, who's behind this militia group? And
as far as the sponsors are concerned, none of those people have been arrested. Those who attacked Chamwanamuma villages, it is suspected they were Orma militia. Those who attacked Kilelengwani village is suspected they are Pokomo militia.
My time is running out.
Now, both of those, none of those have been arrested, because we need to arrest those people so that they can then give the information.
Do you intend to record a statement quickly before we wind up?
Myself?
Yes.
To record which statement?
Over this person you believe that is behind the militia in Tana Delta?
The people who can give us that statement, Wanuna, are the people who have been sponsored. Because I believe, even you would know that if people are living in a forest, they must be backed by someone. So we think if the forces can go down, surround, get even 2 people or 3, they should be able to get the information. What will end this violence finally? What will end it? Very few words. What will end this violence? What government must be felt down there. They must go into those forests. They must comb those forests and get these people out. Because they are in the forests and they have not been found out. And the police have not pursued into those forests. And the peace building, we will continue it as local leaders.
I'm sorry, my director tells me our time is up. Thank you very much. We appreciate you coming to studio and talking to us about those issues.
Thank you.
That was Garsen, a member of parliament, Danson Mungatana, talking to us about the ongoing clashes in the Tana Delta. Of course, we'll continue to follow that story for you and bring you the latest details even as they come into